What's up?
What is up, girl?
Whoop whoop. Had to throw that in for old time's sake.
Whoop whoop.
Because this is like we passed our 10th episode. We didn't even
With no ceremony.
no ceremony. And last time we didn't even introduce the podcast, so I'll do that now. Hello. And welcome to Dude, That's Fucked Up.
Oh, whoops.
I'm Erin.
I'm Nicole.
Yeah. So I did it real profesh this time, so.
Pete made a funny comment about the gathering of the Juggalos, like juxtaposed to that fire festival.
Oh my God.
He was like, oh, the fire festival makes the gathering of the Juggalos look real put together.
Oh yeah.
I was like, yeah, if I was presented with two options, one that I was told was like a luxury festival that was like, you know, rad as shit on an island, like have your own little bungalow.
Yeah,
or the
Instagram
gathering
worthy.
of the Instagram worthy, or the gathering of the Juggalos, I'd be like, oh, fire festival. But then if someone told me today I had my choice, definitely gathering of the Juggalos. I saw an Instagram of like one of the meals that they were serving, and it was like
the cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was like 2 pieces of bread, 2 Kraft singles, and some salad with like dressing on it.
Yeah, like a wilted gross salad. Oh man.
Yeah.
It looked terrible.
Yeah. But
So all these people were stranded. They didn't have like food or water, and like they had gotten like a bunch of people drunk, like because that was the only thing they could do. They threw all these people's like luggage in a shipping container and just like started tossing out the bags and stuff to them when they got to the island. There was no lights anywhere. It was very, very, very bad. Very bad. Like I did read one girl's account, and I was like, haha, fuck these people. But then I read it and I was like, oh shit. Like, this is really, I'd be kind of scared actually, not knowing when you're getting off this island. It's like going to the island of Dr. Moreau or something.
yeah.
I don't know.
And I don't know. Yeah. They're just all like kind of duped, and it sucks.
Yeah. That's why you got to do research
Yeah.
on everything, because there's a lot of hucksters out there these days.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking around. Like Lou Pearlman, man.
Oh, gross. I have okay, I'm going to read you, okay, I have a fun fact that someone wrote in with. Someone is related to me. Her name's Natalie. She's not my mom. She's my cousin.
Oh, yeah.
They have the same name.
Hi, Natalie.
Hi, Natalie's, both.
Yeah, hi, Mama Natalie, and hi, Cousin Natalie.
Yeah. So she texted me one day this fact that I wanted to screenshot to you, but then I was like, oh, maybe she'll do like a little write-up for us and I can read it on the air. And so she did, nice. And she said it was fun because it was like kind of like writing a research paper in college.
My God, that's so sweet.
Yeah, she put together a lot of stuff, but it's very long. I'm gonna just read some of it. I don't think we need like all the background, but basically, Louis XIV had 2 buttholes. Is like what she texted me.
Oh my
I just get like a message alert at work. It's like, did you know Louis XIV had 2 buttholes? Yeah, I did not know this.
Because I'm obsessed with buttholes, man.
I know, me too. Except my own. I don't like my own. I'm like, I don't want to talk about it.
I'm very comfortable with my own.
Well,
after
yeah.
having close-up pictures taken of it, and I like still look at them from time to time, just like, oh,
I wish I would have gotten photos from mine.
They might still be on file.
They might.
Have to take. Yeah,
I should email the doctor. It was in New York.
Hi. Hey, doc. Listen, I feel like I need to get into a better relationship with my butthole. And I really was hoping you had some of those pics.
I want to reconnect with my butthole, my younger butthole. Also, I have a podcast and a few people are starting to listen to it. I'd like to share these with them at some point.
Yeah. Put them on the social media.
Yeah, social media.
Sorry, go ahead.
So, okay, so this is kind of like the backstory to it. So Louis XIV refused to bathe and claimed to have only bathed twice in his lifetime, because bathing at the time was considered to promote like sinful behavior by the church, and water was what was considered to be the transmitter of disease. Which I guess it could be.
Yeah, it could be.
But in this instance, they probably should have just gone with that stuff and like bathed.
Fuck.
Instead, he used perfumes as well as reportedly over 2,000 enemas in his lifetime to keep his, stank down. He would use orange.
But how would that keep your stink down?
Well,
like you would.
It didn't. It really. It didn't, because he would use like orange or rose waters or almond milk for royal enemas, and because he didn't bathe, he was known for smelling terrible to the point that you literally smelled him before you'd see him, which is really gross.
Yeah.
So in January of 1685, he developed a painful swelling near his anus, which by February became an abscess. And I don't want to describe what that is, but it's gross. And an anal abscess can form when anal gland outlets are blocked. So he probably had like some anal pores or something that got all like clogged up from not cleaning back there. And basically, if left unattended, these abscesses can form a tract from within the anal rectum to the external skin near the anus, which is called an anal fistula. Mm-hmm. And so by May, he had developed an anal fistula so painful he could barely sit. So this doctor comes in, who his name was Charles Francois Felix, and he was a barber-surgeon.
Yep.
Is that a barber and a surgeon, or is that like a thing?
That's what surgeons were. Like all of the like barbers were.
Oh my god.
Surgeons.
Oh, that's fucked up.
They had these dual jobs.
Oh.
I don't know why, but they did. This is before like doctors were actually doctors.
Yeah, before like medical science was even a thing. So they asked this Charles Francois Felix, the barber surgeon, to come perform surgery and maybe give him a haircut. And he asked for 6 months to prepare surgery, and in that time experimented on about 70 healthy men who were either convicts or countryside peasants, most of which did not survive. So he basically like killed 70 poor and or former criminal men. But he did develop a retractor and like this curved thin tool that he would then use on Louis XIV. So surgeries back then were done without anesthesia and usually resulted in the patient's death. However, this surgery was a success. Louis XIV was able to sit comfortably within a month and to ride a horse again in 3 months. This surgery, which was the creation of a second butthole, actually became fashionable within the court and was known as the Royale.
What the fuck? I can't.
And
I cannot.
aristocrats would either request the surgery or they'd just pretend they had it done.
This is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
I know.
Oh my god.
Charles Francois Felix became famous and is credited with surgeons in Europe being gradually seen as professionals. So yeah. I don't know how he became a professional surgeon after giving the guy a second butthole, but I feel like that's more fashionable than functional, but whatever.
It's like a piercing or something. Yeah. Like instead of like a septum piercing, you get a fucking second butthole. Oh my god, dude, they were doing it wrong.
I know. Yeah, so I'm going to read her like personal opinion about it.
Oh my god.
Because it's funny. So she says, "My friend Brandon told me this on New Year's Eve a few years ago, and I got so mad because, like, this guy was one of the richest men in history and has all these famous paintings and statues and books and movies about him and historians who are almost entirely devoted to him, and he couldn't take a bath? Just take a bath. Just wash your ass. So many pretentious Francophile history lovers will go on and on about how amazing Louis XIV is or how glorious Versailles is, but this dude was so nasty and backwards that he developed a second butthole, and 70 convicts and peasants had to undergo extremely painful and often lethal experimental surgeries so they could figure out how to fix it. Stop shooting rosewater up your ass and run through a sprinkler or something. God, history history is awful. Everyone smelled like shit, either because they were too poor to do anything about it, or so rich but so dumb that they were afraid of water.
Oh my God, that's the best shit I've ever
Run
heard
through
in
a
my
sprinkler or something.
God bless. This is the greatest story I've heard in my life. What the fuck? Yeah, if anybody goes to Versailles anytime soon, I hope that all you can think about is the fact that Louis XIV had 2 buttholes. Like, dims the grandeur a little bit. Oh my God.
Or does it make it more grand?
I don't know. It's the Royale.
And here's where Louis XIV slept with his 2 buttholes.
Just everything. And here's where he would take his morning constitution with his 2 buttholes. Oh my God. Fucking hell.
This wing of the palace has 2 bathrooms, so he could wash each butthole with its own private room. I don't know.
Did he still do enemas after that?
Oh, it doesn't say. But
Oh, man.
I would imagine.
Probably.
Now it's
Good Lord.
but you can't, because you're like pouring it in and it just comes out the other butthole.
It's like a circular driveway.
It's like a traffic circle.
That's why they originated in France.
It's called the Royale.
It's inspired by Louis XIV's butthole. Oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
Lord.
You were saying your fucked up thing happened last night.
Oh yeah, I mean it's not really fucked up, but I was at my friend Maggie's birthday party. Happy birthday, Maggie!
Oh, happy birthday!
She's one of our number 1 fans.
Oh,
and,
happy birthday! Yeah, she
so
argued
sweet.
with Eric, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought they were gonna fight each other, but they didn't. They became friends after that, I think.
Oh, good. We're bringing people together.
Yeah, tearing them apart and then bringing them together. So I was at her place last night, and a bunch of her friends, I was there meeting people I did not know, and obviously telling them about. I would casually drop into the fact that I have a podcast, and everybody be like, "What? Like you have a podcast?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, it's no big deal. It's just like this thing that me and my best friend do, and we talk about weird shit." And they're like, "Wait, what? How?" And they're like asking me what it's about, and so basically I just shamelessly self-promoted last night, and I don't feel bad about it because I love myself and it's okay. No. I'm kidding. But no, I was just like, I'm happy to explain what's happening, and this is what we do. And they're like, well, we are subscribing. So I even took somebody's phone and subscribed for them.
Oh, sick! That's so good.
Yeah.
You should have rated it too.
Yeah, usually I'm not right. Usually I'm not very. I have a hard time with self-promotion just in general. I was shamelessly self-promoting, and I don't care. And but I usually do think I have a hard time with self-promoting. But for some reason, I was like, I don't care, because it's fun. Because doing the podcast is super fun.
Yeah,
and it's not like I'm trying to sell something weird. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's a good segue.
We're talking about this week. We're talking about multi-level marketing.
Yeah,
AKA, like I like to call it, pyramid light. Pyramid scheme.
Coming out of last week.
Yeah, coming out of last week. Yeah, talking about Ponzi scheme and Lou Pearlman.
It's like pyramid light because you have some level of like visibility into what's going on. I mean, like people who sign up for these multi-level marketing businesses to be like a consultant or whatever, you know what the product is, you know kind of where your bonus structure comes from. Everything's explained. Mm-hmm. It's just that it's really hard to make money doing it without getting more people to join.
Right. So multi-level marketing is, if you're confused about what that is, some examples of what multi-level marketing is like Avon, Mary Kay, doTERRA, doTERRA, I don't know, those essential oils. Herbalife. Thanks, Deej. Pure Romance, which is sex toys. Which, fuck yeah. That's cool. Jamberry, Stella and Dot, Young Living, which is, I guess, the same as doTERRA. Pampered Chef, LuLaRoe.
Yeah.
And there's lots and lots of them.
What's that one that is like a sham wow?
I think it's Norwex.
Norwex. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see that in my social feed.
But, yeah, I don't know. So, a lot of these, like, the ones that I listed, I don't know much about Norwex. But
DJ, get out! You're not
Get the fuck out!
You're not the third member of this podcast.
I don't know anything about Norwex. I don't know if it's like a good product or not, but the ones that I listed just now are well known and have some products that are maybe not great, or they're just like whatever. Like it's probably like a white label product, and they just slap their name on it and then have people sell it for them.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, yeah, I guess, sorry, almond butter. I guess, like, what's interesting about these, no matter what it is, like if it's Avon or Mary Kay or LuLaRoe or whatever, how a multi-level marketing business, quote unquote, works is that you have to buy in, essentially. So, you know, someone maybe in your social realm is having like an Avon party, or like, you know, doing a LuLaRoe sale on Facebook, and you're like, oh, that's interesting. And then somehow you get recruited into it and you have to buy into it. So you have to buy all these products up front.
Yeah, you have to have inventory, quote unquote, to sell to people.
And that's how they make most of their money.
Right.
Like, that's how a lot of these pyramid companies, they're pyramid marketing companies. You could say that, right?
Yeah, so they don't, pyramid schemes or pyramid marketing or whatever, it has a very negative connotation. So they call it multi-level marketing. Like I said in the last episode, anytime you fuck up, you just rebrand yourself and then people don't know.
Yeah.
So so some of these companies are pretty well known. Like obviously Avon and Mary Kay have been around forever, but some of them are like newer. But a lot of, some of these have, less reputable ones have had lawsuits brought against them, and then they just kind of rebrand and then they come back as something else.
Yeah.
So like the product just gets a new label slapped on it, and then so some of the stuff that's sold is like decent. Like there's I think like Mary Kay or Avon, I think it's Avon actually, has like a really good like eyeliner that has been in like Allure and stuff. Like some of the products that they have are like fine.
I never realized.
Of them are not.
Yeah. Well, I never realized Avon was a multi-level marketing company. Like I knew like people sold it, but I thought it was more of like a catalog business or something. And they used to have like little like kiosks in the mall. Mm-hmm. And so
yeah, I think they're a little bit different than like your classic pyramid or multi-level marketing.
Yeah,
like they're an actual like they sell in all different ways. So
yeah, I did read though in the past few years. I read an article on thepinktruth.com, which is like all about mostly all multi-level marketing, but I think Mary Kay specifically. And it is like in the past few years they weren't doing as well. Avon wasn't, and so they started trying to figure out why or how they could do better. And they saw all these other multi-level marketing companies, and they're like, oh, we need more people to like be selling it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, just really quickly, just describing a multi-level marketing, just in case it wasn't clear. It's not as much of a pyramid scheme, but pyramid marketing, like you were saying.
Yep.
Initial product purchases is a buy-in where the multi-level marketing makes the bulk of their money. So when you buy the inventory that you need to sell, that's how the company, like you're making like a potential investment,
yeah,
quote unquote, but you are just buying a shit ton of product from them in one go, hoping that you'll sell it all, and they are getting that money, obviously.
Yeah.
Consultants make their money is in that's where the consultants make their money is in recruiting others.
Yep.
Thus, you have people under you, and then they will get people under them.
And that's called like the downline is how I saw it referred to in a lot of different places. It's like that's where your commission comes from is your downline. So you have to develop one, which means you have to recruit people. And then, you know, like then you get paid off of them recruiting more people and them recruiting more people.
Right. And before we like really get into this too, I just want to say like, I think that people who do want to do multi-level marketing, great. Like I think there are some aspects of it that can be empowering, and it can help people hone marketing and sales skills for sure. A lot of people do it as a side hustle just to make, you know, generate some more supplemental income, and that's fuck yeah, do it, do whatever. However, if you're looking to make money to make a living, it's not going to happen.
It's not the solution.
It's
not a job.
It's not a job. And I think it's important to understand like a lot of these are targeted to women. You know, stay-at-home moms, people who maybe can't really do a typical 9-to-5 job for whatever reason, whether that's like, you know, because of health reasons or, you know, you got kids, you got stuff going on in your life that doesn't make it possible for you to go and sit at a desk job for, you know, however long. And I think if you're thinking of it as an alternative, as a entire career to make all of your income, it's not going to happen.
No. Mm-mm.
It's a very, very flawed industry.
Yeah.
And it's also really attractive, and that's when you look at a company and you see like that there's money around it, like, oh, look at this, and like and you might see like look at some of the products and be like, I really like this product. This works really well for me. Something you've been sold at a party or something. You might like believe in the product, that's fine, but the way that the multi-level marketing businesses are set up does not ensure actual money for long term. It can, I guess, if you are like the ultimate hustler, but if you're going to be devoting the amount of time, money, and energy that's required to get to that level, you have to go above and beyond. And if you're doing this in kind of a passive way, you're probably going to lose money actually at the end of the day.
If you're successful at this, you're an asshole, because that means you've preyed on other people. Like you've hustled other people, because there's no way in any of these that you can make money without having people under you, which means you've talked them into buying in to this as well. Mm-hmm. And like, yeah, sure, if you want to do this, like, and you have the upfront funds to float in order to get your starter kit or whatever you need, that's cool. But there were some stories, I mean, honestly, these things prey on people. And there were a bunch of examples that I read where people were opening credit cards just to get their like fucking $5,000 initial buy-in for LuLaRoe, which is like what it costs.
That's really high.
It's really high. And I mean, I guess it varies. Like there's different ranges you could buy into, but it's like $5,000. And there were other examples of people like who are now in debt like 16 grand from fucking Herbalife.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous. Like it makes me sad.
I didn't really, I mean, I think the reason we kind of like, I started digging into this like randomly. First of all, I have a lot of friends who do multi-level marketing. I know lots of people that do it, and it's all over my Facebook.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like I I understand like people, that's how they're marketing their stuff, and like that's a really effective way to do it, but you're burning through a lot of social capital. Speaking of self-promotion.
You have no friends at that party after last night, so
probably not. I mean, but yeah, I think when I see this stuff pop up in my Facebook feed, it's just like, okay, you know, first of all, I don't live anywhere near where some of these people are doing it. And it's just like it's cluttering up the feed.
Oh, when they're like, come over to this thing, you're like, hi, yeah, I'm 3,000 miles away.
And it's like, well, and it's, you could do it like remotely, obviously. It's like a, you know, you just say what you want.
Yeah.
And it's not like you actually physically have to be there, but it's just, I don't want to shit on anybody who does it, because I have some friends that do it that I really love and respect, and but I do want to caution those same friends that like do it with gusto if you want to, but don't like expect to make any money.
Yeah, and don't dupe friends into it. Like if you know that people don't really have the money, you know your friends' financial situations a bit, I feel like. If they're good friends and you see them pretty frequently, you can pick up on whether or not they should be doing this. And I just don't like the whole thing of preying on your female friends to try and recruit them. And I've bought some LuLaRoe stuff. Like, it was in my feed, and a friend invited me to one of her friends' like parties, so it wasn't someone I know personally, and it was so easy. And this is like where I think LuLaRoe should be commended from like a marketing perspective, because all I had to do was fucking comment like with my email address on a dress that I liked, and she, you know, we like, you know, private messaged. I sent her my address so she could ship it to me. She just puts my email in the LuLaRoe system. I get an invoice in my email like after their little party closes or whatever, and I pay on like through there directly, and it's done. Like, it's so easy. There's just pictures. I see something I like. I look at the sizing chart. It's just like ordering online. Like ordering clothes from the Gap.com or whatever. But
right, but like their inventory, when they get their like starter kit or whatever for their inventory, they don't know what they're getting.
No, they don't.
And it's like, I guess I'd liken it to like getting a pack of like Pokemon cards or something, and because there can be some rare pieces in there. And I don't play Pokemon. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but you know,
baseball trading cards.
Yeah,
you don't know what's in there. It's a surprise.
You don't. It's so you can get some like a bunch of like really ugly fucking shit, and then you can get like some cool stuff too, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting that they also bake in this kind of exclusivity thing into the way that they have, when it makes people want to order more inventory to sell with hopes that they get
good stuff.
It's really fucking weird, man.
Well, and they set up these parties that are like an hour long or something, so that they create like these little, you know, hey, all my friends, like, join us in your jammies with a glass of wine. We're going to have our sale at X time, you know, on Saturday afternoon. And then that's when all the pictures get posted, and there's an hour, and it's like a little frenzy to like buy up all the stuff. But it's smart. It's like, we're only going to have it for this time. And if you tease it enough ahead of time, like, I have some really good stuff. Oh my gosh, it's all super cute. And this is where also it becomes annoying, because I started noticing after I bought some stuff and then I kind of like lost interest. I actually bought from two different people. One who I didn't know directly, and then another person that I knew from high school. But it wasn't just them that was selling. I was seeing all of these women on Facebook that I was connected to, like, starting to pop up with this. They were having a secondary Facebook account that was like LuLaRoe blank first blah, name, blah, blah, last name. Yeah. And creating like these personas, and they're all saying the same kind of shit. They must
they
get
have like
talking
language.
points.
They have language that they use. It's like it's a little culty in that way because they they created this like kind of lifestyle bubble of where they like give you the language and how to market yourself, and it's very they have their shit down, like snaps to them for that, but like also it's weird.
Well, if it feels a little culty too, I think it's because some Mormons started it.
Yeah. I mean, listen. Mormons are not a cult. I have dated many a Mormon, and they're very nice.
They're no more or less culty than other religions.
Any religion,
right,
sure.
Right, but that's maybe I'm giving away too much of my personal feelings about religion, but
that's fair.
Yeah, but I did want to say that they kind of work in their Latter-day Saints touch in their promotional materials. So their videos are always like talking about blessings.
Is this specifically LuLaRoe?
Yeah, this is still LuLaRoe specific, but yeah, like they kind of kind of pepper in a little bit of like, oh, the like blessings, and like they don't talk about God, but it feels very like heavenly churchy. And stuff, and churchy. And their clothing is actually pretty modest. It's all everything's like these long sweaters, long shirts, leggings. Even their dresses are like not short. Like they're even the ones that are like short.
Midi length.
Yeah, they're like right at the knees or whatever. Yeah, so I don't know. I thought that was pretty interesting, but
yeah. Well, a lot of these multi-level marketing companies are actually started in Utah.
More than LuLaRoe?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I think like that's like kind of the culture. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's all Mormon, but the kind of if we are talking about like the Mormon kind of culture, like it's very entrepreneurial, and there's a lot of like very good like connections through the church. So there's a built-in kind of community there already, and this stuff becomes very successful and branches out. I mean, Mormons are great at marketing. Well, that's obviously.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, it's like a little incubator kind of.
Yeah,
because
Absolutely.
That community is like very supportive of each other, and so it kind of quickly picks up, and then it gets successful enough that you could start, trying to find people outside that community to pick up on it. But yeah, that's really interesting.
And I want to reiterate, I am not shitting on any of these people, but the business practices that end up coming to light after all is said and done, and like the way that the multi-level marketing works is very shitty.
We're not shitting on people, we're educating them, Erin.
Okay. Fair. That's fine. I do in my heart, like I've lived, worked, dated, been in and around Mormons for a good portion of my life, and I love them.
Oh, nothing's wrong with Mormons. No.
And also and then also extending out to the people that I know, that are friends of mine that do multi-level marketing stuff. I don't
listen.
Yeah.
The people I see doing it don't stop with one. And here's what happens. When you get involved in multi-level marketing, you're not of the first or second generation, maybe even third. It can only ever go up to 14 generations.
Right.
Because by then you will have reached everyone in the world, which is a fun fact I got from watching an episode of John Oliver.
I saw that one. It was good. About Herbalife.
Yeah, it was about Herbalife. But what will happen if you're not like the second or third generation, you're never going to make money at this, and people burn out. So that's when these like pyramid lights get like become, defunct, or have to rebrand themselves, or have to figure out some sort of way to hook people back in. You see the same people switching up the product they're selling, because when, the whatever that fucking Norwex towel, once you've burned through your social cachet, like you're talking about, okay, I've seen it. The people that have wanted to buy in have bought in, whether they're a consultant or not. They've bought your product. You're done. Like no
there's
one's
only so
interested.
many things you can buy. Yeah.
No one else is interested. So then you have to go, oh, fuck. Okay, well, I've sold all the fucking towels I'm going to sell. Now, what's the next thing? Oh, it's this jewelry line that is another pyramid light. And then it's like, okay, well, then you do that for a little while. I see the same people doing these things over and over. And it's like...
Well, and it's also you can get addicted to it, too. Like, people actually, like, get addicted to it.
It feels good to have people, like... and that's the thing of why women are so involved in this, because they have these tight social circles. It feels good to connect with your friends over these things. It kind of reconnected me to a friend from high school that lives like on the other side of the country that like we don't really talk to a lot, but we have a few things in common. And then we found a few other things in common, but it like kind of reconnected us a little bit because I'd ask her questions about it and she'd tell me she liked something and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it's just like, they found that there's something that people like about it from a consultancy perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, then they just kind of keep preying on that.
Yeah. And I think there's this really positive, bright side to it that they just,
empowerment.
They take that. They take that and they run with it. But then there's a very dark side to it. So just keeping that in mind. And with that, I'm going to give some stats, some actual facts.
Good.
About 1 in 7 U.S. households includes someone involved in direct sales, and participation skews female. 92% of in-home sales parties are thrown by women.
Dang.
And that's what we're kind of talking about here.
Well, what dude is like going to be like, these products normally aren't tailored towards dudes, but like, what dudes are going to be like, come over, we're selling fleshlights. We're going to have some beer and chips and salsa. Like, fuck it.
I would fucking love for there to be an SNL sketch about that. Or, like, low T, like, supplements, like, the low testosterone fucking commercials. Or, like Alex Jones sells that shit on, Alex Jones, the fucking
like alt-right
guy.
Yeah.
The alt, yeah. He's hilarious. There's always like ads of him with his shirt off and he just looks he doesn't look any different, like muscular wise. He just looks more red. He looks like it's so bad.
Oh my god.
Fuck that guy. Financial disclosure statements reveal that across companies, women who make money from the multi-level marketing that they get into are the 1%. Like, so the people that you see making money, because they will play up the fact that there's women out there that are making money, and like the is it Avon or Mary Kay where they get the pink Cadillac?
It's Mary Kay.
Well, yeah, they have like black BMWs that they get when they're like the top sales people. So the women who make bank from this are the 1% or the 0.1%.
Well, and they're the people that get in either super early or get like some sort of actual job at these places where they pick up their downlines.
Right.
Yeah.
We were talking to, I was talking to DJ's parents about, like, they were here visiting last week, or it'll be a couple of weeks ago from when this is released. And I was like telling them about how we were going to do an episode on this, and we started talking about Herbalife, and it got popular back in like the 70s and 80s, I think. I have pictures of my parents in Herbalife shirts, like, holding me as a baby, and it says been around for a really long time, but the people who got in like at the top did, like DJ's parents were saying, they know people who like made a shit ton of money from getting in very early, getting in on the ground floor, as they say, and they actually made money from it because it was at that time a pyramid scheme. Yeah. If not a Ponzi scheme. It was pretty fucking bad.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff that they sell is questionable too. But again, it's been around for a long time. They know how to like dodge and bob and weave through all the fucking regulations and stuff. They've learned a lot of lessons over time, so they've been around for a while and they've lasted. But they just settled a massive lawsuit recently.
Well, and that's in the U.S., but like...
That's in the U.S. They can't... I don't think they can do the same stuff in the U.S. anymore because of all the lawsuits.
So now they're preying on like people in Mexico and India, which it's like, Herbalife, get fucked. Like, you are the worst. And they sponsor the LA Galaxy. They're the fucking sponsor of an MLS team. It's like, what? Who let that happen? They're not even a legit business. And they're doing content integrations on the like Mexican version of Ugly Betty. Like it's like the telenovela of Ugly Betty or whatever. Mm-hmm. Fuck you guys. Like, that's fucking crazy. And the John Oliver episode showed a bunch of people from Mexico that like have lost tens of thousands of dollars.
Their entire life savings, they're in debt. It's fucking sad.
And because they got swindled by someone who is not a good friend.
No. Well, and like some of these people who have been doing it for, who stick with it and put, like, if you're going to be dedicating the time, like I was saying before, the time, energy, and money into this in the way, you might as well like get a fucking like, not that this isn't a real job, but like
it's not a real job.
You could go back to school and get your degree in actual marketing and start your own business.
Yeah. Oh God. But that's what appeals to people. It's like
they don't want to do
fad diets and shit. They don't want to do the work or wait for the results. Yeah. Like it's promising immediacy and it's promising a lot of money and
it does not do that.
No.
This is not a get rich quick scheme. People who do make money from this have been doing, like I said, 5 to 10 years before reaching anywhere near a top tier.
Yep.
When they have higher commissions and bigger bonuses and more consultants under them to mentor. And then that's where it gets fucked up. Like you were mentioning earlier, when you have people under you who you keep recruiting, they're making the money for you, basically. Mm-hmm. So, and I just quickly want to say, just because there's money in and around these things does not mean you'll see any of it. A lot of these companies are making money hand over fist, recruiting wholesalers, and you don't see that money. Mm-mm. You just don't. It doesn't add up. If you have to get more people recruited to your team and they have to sell and recruit people for you to make money, guess what? It's a fucking pyramid scheme. Mm-hmm. And if you think about it, 99% of people are losing money and only the tip top 1% are actually making money because they're making money off the people below them. You literally just don't have to do anything anymore after you recruit
enough
however many people. The best case scenario for 99% of people is that they're breaking even and maybe making a couple $1,000s a year. And that won't even, because if you have to buy in at all, like you're already in the hole.
Yeah.
And just to help people identify if red flags of a questionable multi-level marketing opportunity.
Everybody listen up. This is advice.
This is advice, and this is from the Better Business Bureau. Like, this isn't just some fucking bullshit we pulled out of our ass. This is directly from the Better Business Bureau's website.
They're one step above the basic business bureau.
Yeah.
They're better.
Yeah, they're better.
It's not the best business bureau. We couldn't get that information.
We just want people to be better. Yeah. So red flags are promises of high earnings, especially with little effort, time, or serious commitment. Mm-hmm.
You need to put in time, commitment, and effort
to make money. It's crazy.
Oh my God.
Weird. Another red flag is a requirement to purchase a large amount of inventory to start with no written guarantee that unsold products will be bought back for a certain percentage of the original price. That's a big, big red flag.
Hope you like leggings.
I've shit on the Pink Truth. There's people that just have pictures of like crates and fucking garages full of just shit that they've had. It's so crazy.
That's the other reason Herbalife is so fucking smart at what they're doing.
Their shit expires.
Yeah, and then you're fucked. You have a bunch of boxes of fucking vitamins that you can't sell to anyone because they are expired.
Oh my God. And the last red flag is a request for payment in cash via wire transfer or money order for the initial investment.
Oh, that's weird. And that's like Craigslist shit.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, those are the facts of life.
Yeah. Listen up, people. We had I don't think my parents did Herbalife, but they did. There was this thing called Mona V, and
with the nani juice. Is that what?
Nani juice.
I thought that was what it was like. Noni. It was like some Hawaiian thing.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah. It had like acai in it and like all this.
I think my parents had that too.
Probably. I think they probably all sold it. They were probably the fucking, what's it called? The downline. They were the downline for someone in Lake Arrowhead. Yeah. But I remember my parents having it, and like, you're supposed to take a little shot of it every day, but instead my dad just started using it to make cocktails. And I was like, he's like, oh, it's this health juice. He's like, it's this health juice. It's supposed to make you feel really good, and it actually tastes pretty good because it's just juice. And and I was like, sugar. I think that like if this isn't a scam, Dad, I think that defeats the healthy benefits by fucking adding alcohol to it. It's like, come on. God.
No, it's a health tonic.
Yeah.
Thanks, Deej. Milky's up there.
Is he setting up the baby shower?
Yeah. Yep. What a fucking gem of a man.
Oh, I know. Pete's...
Dude, you're...
What?
Yeah. So, go ahead. I was going to say your dad's a fucking genius.
Oh, yeah. No, my dad's fucking... But I was like, no, it defeats the purpose. But then I just remember, like, I think I had come back from college, like, for a visit, and there was just cases of it in our garage. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? I leave for 3 months and you guys can't hold your shit together.
You're in a goddamn pyramid scheme.
Have I taught you nothing? Yeah. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Oh, my God.
So, everybody be warned.
Yeah. I don't want any of it.
No.
No,
I'm not interested. I mean, I'm glad I know how to identify one now. Although I like to think I'm smart and can identify that. Also, I do think these take a certain amount of hustle, but it's the kind I don't want to do. I'd rather just show up to work every day for 8 hours. And I don't want to beg my friends to like fucking buy my shit.
Yeah, because all you get is pity purchases.
Yeah.
Like, I've done it.
And it burns out. Like you know, it like could burn out friendships, or I don't know.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
It could be the coolest thing in the world, but if it's sold to me in this form or fashion, it just loses appeal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, these companies don't care. They don't give a shit. LuLaRoe is just slapped with a huge lawsuit because their leggings fall apart like tissue paper, and like the quality is garbage. So. And I'm sure some of the stuff is great, but it's just not, yeah.
You literally can't dry anything. All of their clothes, yeah, that's probably when they turn to tissue paper. All of their clothes are like, you have to like hang dry them.
Yeah.
And it says,
if I'm gonna like hand wash something, it better be fucking nice.
Yeah, it better be from fucking Banana Republic.
I'm talking. It
better be silk.
It better be silk. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want. I shouldn't have to hand wash something because it'll fall apart. I should have to hand wash something because it's a delicate, nice fabric.
Also, I think most women don't wear underwear under their leggings. That shit can't be falling apart when I'm at the grocery store.
Jesus Christ, your cooter'd be all over the goddamn frozen food section. Oh my God.
Cooter coming through. We have a cooter cleanup on aisle 7.
Like, what do? You just like put some
You
chicken
hope-
cutlets.
You hope your shirt's long enough, I guess.
Yeah,
You take some of those plastic bags in the meat section or like produce bags and you
Wrap it up.
quickly fashion a little skirt. You just MacGyver a little fucking bag skirt. And then that quality is better than the LuLaRoe garbage.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yep. No, you.
Well, that's all the things I got.
Yeah,
I think
we're good. So,
I think we were just enough nice.
yeah, I don't care. No, I care.
I care.
No, we weren't mean. We weren't mean about our friends. We're mean about these companies that are garbage.
I don't want.
It's not our friends' fault.
I care. I care about my friends, and I care about the fact that these companies are fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
And I don't want them. If you guys want to learn any more about this, go to pinktruth.com. This is a really great website. I got a lot of information from it and a lot of really fucked up stories from people who got involved in not just Mary Kay, but a lot of other multi-level marketing. And they have a good support system. So if you've gone through some of this and you're pissed off and need to vent, like there's some good testimonials, and you can even send in your own if you want to.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Maybe people will want, maybe we have listeners that have done this and it was like a total clusterfuck and they want to tell us about it. Like send us a little fun story. We won't share your name if you don't want to.
Yeah, we won't share your name, but and let us know if it's okay for us to share the story.
Yeah.
Because we will totally do that.
Yep.
And
it's fun.
And it's fun.
And follow us on social media so that we can use our social currency and annoy you about this fucking podcast, you buttholes. And I hope everybody likes the little memes that we make because I think they're so funny and they make me happy.
And they're fun to make.
Yeah. And I just like spend probably too much time doing that.
Isn't that app fun?
Oh my God. Yeah, it's so much fun. I subscribed to the pro version for free for 7 days because I was trying to add in like a shape or something. Because I made that on Twitter. I made that the money hey, it must be Dr. Money's, and I put his face in $1 bill or $100 bill.
That was a really good one. I loved it.
I was like, this is so fucking good. I can't wait for 2 people to see this.
Yeah, we don't want just 2 people to see our fun fucking memes we make.
Yeah. So
we got dank memes, y'all.
Dank memes. We got memes for days. And so you guys just need to share with your friends, please. Yeah, and share to your social medias because it's funny stuff and it's so easy to share it and then you look cool.
Yeah, you're like, look at this funny, look how I'm getting in on the ground level of this podcast.
Yes, you guys will make a shit ton of money if you guys start listening to this podcast now. Start recruiting listeners. Then you'll get...
Start recruiting.
It won't be money. It'll be cool cachet.
It'll be social currency.
Yes. Hey, it must be social monies.
Work on your downline. Just start recruiting now.
You need a downline. Yeah. You'll get... social commish, and by that I mean shout outs for every person you recruit on social medias. Follow us on social media
at DTFU podcast. Everywhere. And if you have stories, send us an email, or if you just want to like say what's up, hey girl,
what's up
dtfupodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, and thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening.
I had so much fun today. I even woke up, like, I set my alarm for 6 a.m. because I needed to finish my research. And by finish, I mean start.
You did great.
Thanks. But I got up at like 5:45 naturally. I was just like, bing! And then I was like, ooh. And then I was like, I watched some like stuff last night, but then I was like, reading all through like Pink Truth and stuff. And I was like, so excited. So,
yeah, it was a good one.
It was good. Yeah, I had fun today. And this one, it won't be too long, which is nice.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye, guys. Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.